Hello friends, it's Kathy Clement with Kathy by Design. Welcome to Make and Take Tuesday. This is a little weekly series where I share a fresh idea, design, or product with you. All year, this year in 2022, we've been making a monthly Photoplay year with my Gnomies Folio. And it's time for us to do, believe it or not, October. So go into your Photoplay papers, pull out your October cards. Looks like this, and your October icons, and pull those out. You're also going to need 2 sheets of black 8.5 by 11 cardstock, 2 sheets of orange 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and some score tape and all sorts of things like that. So the first thing we're going to do is take those 2 sheets of black 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and we're going to trim them to 8.5 by 6. Place a 1/2 inch of score tape on one of your 6-inch ends and get it as straight and as close to the edge as you can. Once you've burnished that score tape down, pull up the liner, bring in your second piece of black cardstock and use the edge of your score tape as a guide to line your cardstock up. And this way you get a nice straight line and everything is even. I cut both of these sheets at the same time in my cutter. Now bring in your scoring tool. You're going to score at 6. You're going to score at 6 1/4. Then you're going to fold on that 6 1/4, score it again at 6, then score it at 9. So the second 6-inch score line comes in like this, and this little flap piece goes out like that. This is a pocket. So what I want you to do is bring in just a little bit of scrap paper. I'm going to show you real quick how to make a gusset. I'm going to trim this just shorter than the depth of my pocket. And this is a 1-inch wide scrap. It doesn't have to be an inch, but an inch makes it easy. All right. Then I'm just going to put this on my scoring tool and score it in half. Fold it on your scored line. Open your flap. And come in with your adhesive of choice. Place a little adhesive on one of your flaps. You're going to put the folded side against the cut edge of your paper, and I'm just kind of using my fingers to line it up so that it's right there at the edge, but it's also below the lip on the top. The reason we use a gusset rather than score tape, for those of you who are new, is that it gives you the full width of your pocket. And it also gives you a little more expansion room in the pocket, so you can put a little more stuff in there. Okay, so now that you've got your little flaps down, and I'll show you, this is what they would look like open. They kind of look like little wings, see? So close them, place adhesive on the top, and just fold this close. So see, now you have a pocket here, all right? So then you're just going to fold along your spine, and there's your little folio base, just like that. Next, we want to line our folio. So from your icons page, cut out your October calendar and trim it down to 5 3/4 inches square, and adhere it on the far left-hand page of your folio. Then from your orange cardstock, I want you to cut 3 5 3/4 inch squares. You may have to paper piece, or if you have 3 pieces of orange cardstock instead of 2, you can just cut them all 5 3/4. I happen to have a lot of orange this time. So one of these is going to go in the center, one of these is going to go on the back, and then one of these is going to be our cover. So set this aside along with a 5 5/8 inch square of the cards paper. And I cut it from this section that has the pumpkin gnomes and the little October 31st and the graveyard scene. So set this aside. We will use this later for our cover. Then on our little flap page, this is 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. You need 2 of those. One goes here, one goes inside our pocket, and then you need a 1 1/8 by 5 3/4 to line the pocket face. So that takes care of that. Now we're going to work on this center panel and go into your icons paper and cut out a 5 5/8 by 4 1/2 inch piece of your purple paper, the purple pattern. Then go into your cards piece and cut the border along the bottom. There's 2 pieces to it. One side says Happy Halloween, the other says October. Cut it with the branding strip on the bottom. Put this piece aside and then trim this piece so that it is 5 5/8 inches wide, just like your purple panel, and cut a couple of little gussets. Score along that branding strip, and then put your gussets down on your pocket just like we did before. Then place your adhesive. And line this up at the bottom, just like this. So there's our little pocket. On this page, go into your cards and cut out this banner piece so that it is 2 5/8 by 5 5/8 inches, and glue it on your flat page. Now you can use this side if you like, or you can use this side. I think I'm going to use the text side. Just like this. Line that up. So we've got good contrast going here, which is always the key to a good design. Now go into your scraps, and you should have this scrap piece of the purple. Go ahead, this is, what did I say? This is 2 5/8. Cut this to 3 5/8. Save your little scrap. Score right along the branding strip, and then score a 1/2 inch, and turn it and score a 1/2 inch. Bring in your scissor and trim out that corner just like that. So I'm going right where the lines intersect. This makes it that these will turn nicely. See? And here's our little pocket to go down at the bottom. Now let me just say, if gnomes are not your thing, you can use this same folio design to create a birthday month folio. You can use this to create little Christmas folios. These make incredibly cute gifts. It's kind of fun with the monthly gnome ones, like if someone is born in October, this is a really fun little birthday gift to give, or it's a great way for you to keep track of, you know, special holiday events. I'm going to trim this piece. This is 1 1/8 inches. I want to go right at 1 inch. So from your icons paper, cut a little 1.5 by 5 5/8 inch piece of the pumpkin gnomes. And then just put this right here. Just like that. Okay. All right. And then on the back, you're going to cut a 5 5/8 inch square of this Halloween stripe. All right, now we're going to start decorating our little folio up. So over here on our little side pocket page, I took a 5 by 5.5 inch piece of my orange cardstock, scored it in half at 2. And then I took a 2 1/4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of black. So this, we're going to just create a little folio that will fit in our pocket. This will be a fun spot to add journaling or maybe teeny tiny photo booth style photos. Then I found a scrap of this is the Boo to You. I'm going to turn this over to the text side. I don't want to use this side. I'm going to put this down at the top. And the width of this is, hold on, I want to say it's 2, yep. And then I found a 2-inch scrap of our purple bats that has the branding strip on it. I'm just going to turn this. I'm going to tuck it right underneath and line everything up. So now it looks like a border. And we're going to take our little gnome and glue him down on the top. So cute. All right. Then go into your sticker sheet and let's take the words trick or treat and put them down at the bottom. The inside we're just going to leave blank. So flip this open. You've got your little tag. And we're going to take a scrap of our patterned paper. And I don't know, this is maybe 2.5 inches. Okay, so 3 inches. I'm going to cut a little banner on each end. And I'm still out of staples for my tiny attacher. So we're just going to do it like this. See, I kind of folded it on the diagonal. And now I'm going to come in and I'm going to place a little glue here. And I'm going to put a little glue in here. Super easy, actually. And let's take a piece of our candy corn, stick it over the top, and let's take the word eek and put it on the tag, and that goes in our pocket. And then in the center, we've got a few little things. We've got another little tag that we're going to top off just like we did the last one. Okay. And then this goes in this pocket. Down here on this pocket, let's take this squashed pumpkin. He fits perfectly. And then we're going to make a couple of little folios. These are 3 by 4 images, so cut your paper to, you want it on a 3 1/4, so you want to go 6.5 by 4 1/4, then score it in half. Put your little haunted house down there. This one, same thing, same size. You're going to go, this is the back of the cards image that has like the boiling pot and the star and the something else. I don't know. It says Hocus Pocus. So I took Halloween. This was cut out from the cards page. I'm going to mat this on a little piece of orange this time. Put this in the center. That looks really cute. Okay. And then this goes in the pocket. And that brings us over here to our calendar. Let's take this little piece. This is just a scrap. It's about 1.5 by about 4.5. And let's put this right here in the center. Dress this up a little bit. Just like that. Let's take our word, October. We put the 31st down here. I'm not sure what day of the week the 1st is, but we'll just put that right there. And let's do a little candy corn. Like this. Put the cobweb right in the middle. So that finishes up decorating the inside. Now we're going to work on the cover. Let's go ahead and finish the cover. So we've got our 5 3/4 inch square of our orange with a 5 5/8 inch square of our text paper. And then you should have a piece of your little pumpkin gnomes left. Cut this, I think I did this 4.5. Yeah, 4.5 inches square, and mat it on a piece of your orange. And then just center this up on your cover. Just like this. Okay. I've got some Halloween baker's twine. So I want to take this. I'm going to keep a piece out. I'm going to wrap this once and then twice around this left-hand side. And I'm just going to come in this will work better. So I've got some Halloween charms, and I've tied my square knot in my baker's twine. I put these on jump rings because it just makes them so much easier to work with. And I'm going to pull my baker's twine like this, turn my charms the direction that I want them to go. I'm going to come up here and tie another bow like this, and that looks like a pretty good size. And I'm going to trim the tails. All right, and now we're going to put our shaker elements in the center. I've got these sparklets. This is called Creepy. And then I've got these little candy corn and pumpkins that I'm going to put in there. These are also buttons galore. I'm going to put some of these sprinklets in. And then the last thing I want to add is some beads. This makes a really, whoops, good sound when you shake the shaker. So I want all of these in the center. And I know that looks like a lot, but this is a pretty good size shaker frame. This is a Rene Bouquet's. Whoops. I'm trying not to touch my foam tape here. All right. So I heat embossed this with Stampendous aged black embossing enamel. And I thought it gave it a suitably Halloween finish. And I know you can see the foam tape on the back, but I think I have a little bit of a plan for that that's going to work. So now this is all pressed in place. Let's make sure we're okay. Looks like we don't have any leaks. Ooh, that's cute. Hear how great the sound those beads, the beads make that really good rattling sound, so I like that. I've got my little gnomes, and I've put 2 layers of foam tape on the bottom and 1 here. And I'm gonna press him into place, just like that. And then I've got this little guy here. All right, so I want him to go right here. I don't know why he's, okay, there he is, he's down, good. And I'm gonna add a little black gingham flower to the top of my bow, just like that. So that will keep that in place. We're gonna arrange our flowers. So I've got this little purple one. These are just some that I had in my stash. Tucking him back behind the hat. All right. I'm going to take this purple one, stick it right there. The green one. And a yellow one. Then another purple one, just like that. We're just going to finish up adding our little embellishments here. I've got this little, these are all buttons galore buttons. So I've got this little trick or treat bag that we're going to put with our little fella right here. So cute. There we go. And then these are buttons galore buttons as well. This is from their Halloween, I think it was called Halloween Treats. Anyway, I've cut the shanks off the back with my button tool. And I'm just putting these in place to cover up where my foam tape shows. Go. And I think that does it. That is super cute. I want to give these a chance to set up, but then I'm going to glue them on the front of my folio. So once my hot glue has set, I will glue this onto my cover, and there is our October Gnome Shaker Folio, guys. Thanks so much. I'm going to clean up this big mess. It's a really big one this time, and I'm going to go get my craft done. Bye.